Welcome back to Showtime Farms, where exceptional care meets first-class facilities. I'm Nell T. one of the owners here at Showtime, and I'm so excited to share the second video in our series. I'm going to take you on a behind-the-scenes tour, where you'll see many of the features that you and your horse are sure to love. From spacious turnout to pristine arenas. You'll see how we've designed our tack rooms, organized our feed room, and built safe, inviting wash racks. Each space custom designed with cleanliness, comfort, and quality care at the heart. So come with me as we take a look at the standards that set us apart.
To start, let's talk about where you can ride.
I'm standing in our indoor arena. It's 80 feet wide by 180 feet long, and it's big enough to accomplish anything you can think of, as well as accommodate multiple horses at the same time. The footing here is excellent, and each morning our staff drags and waters the arena year-round. Because we heat the arena, we don't have to worry about water freezing or adding harmful chemicals to the sand to keep the dust down. We have radiant heat in the floor in our walkway and seating area and used forced air overhead heaters in the riding space. We do a full replacement of the sand every few years, take everything out, leveling the base, and adding new sand to keep it in the best condition possible. Good morning from our outdoor arena. This arena is 100 feet wide by 200 feet long, and the footing is excellent. We have very good drainage, so even after a heavy rain, it's usually rideable within a day. It is so peaceful out here. With the views of the forest preserve and the hayfield surrounding the arena, you and your horse will both feel the peace and tranquility. Having both the indoor and outdoor arenas allows everyone to have the space they need when riding, without ever having to feel like you're limited when training or working with your horse. In addition to the large arenas, if you're looking for a smaller, more private place to work, get the zoomies out, or do some groundwork, we have a 60-foot round pen with sand footing in a quiet location on the west side of the property. Here you can work one-on-one with your horse. If you need a place to train free of distraction, or you need the security of a smaller area when you're working on the basics. If you're looking for a bigger adventure, I'm standing at the equestrian entry point that connects to the forest preserve from the north end of the property. We are one of only 2 barns that has ride-on access to the Richard Bong recreational area. There are over 13 miles of groomed trails designated for horses, so you won't find ATVs or bikes on the main horse trails. They are safe, well-maintained, and not crowded, and you can ride on them year-round, even when the park would be otherwise closed to the public. The first question I always get asked is, Nell, tell me about the turnout. So let's start here. Our turnout is our pride and joy here at Showtime. We have 80 acres, and more than 60% is reserved for turnout. The reason we limit the number of horses on the property and often have a wait list is so we can keep a manageable number of horses. That way we can rotate our pastures, fertilize and mow, and make sure they stay in top condition. These are our large pastures. They range in size from 3 acres all the way up to roughly 10 acres. We use a 3-strand electric rope fence as well as solid gates and entry points. The fence is safe and flexible, yet keeps everyone where they're supposed to be. All pastures have automatic heated waters, and we do use these pastures all year round, as long as weather and footing conditions allow. Keeping a balanced number of horses allows us to make sure the horse to turnout ratio is small, and each horse has several acres of grazing space. We keep small groups of 2 to 5 horses of similar age, stage, and temperament, so they can spread out and move around large areas to forage, frolic, and exercise without getting pushed around or boxed in. As a result, we have less scrapes and injuries compared to horses in small areas that are crowded together. We have supervised introductions with new horses and monitor groups closely to make sure we have a good fit. Our second large turnout option is on the west side of the property, where we have these long turnout runs with covered lean-tos that step right out from the barn. These pastures average 2 to 4 acres. We use these for smaller groups and individuals, as well as horses that need to be on a little less grass. There is still quite a bit of grass in these pastures. They are just not as deep and lush as the larger pastures. These turnouts have level limestone footing at the entry points, so when conditions are too wet for the horses to be on the large pastures, mainly spring and fall, we use these pastures as all-weather turnouts or sacrifice areas. But as you can see, not much is sacrificed here. The grass and footing is still excellent. Finally, I'm standing in front of one of our individual turnouts. We have a limited number of individual and semi-private shared turnouts. Our small paddocks are still quite large. They are accessible from our Dutch door stalls, giving us yet another option for turnout. Should your horse have an injury where exercise needs to be limited, or just do better in a smaller area by himself. With multiple options for turnout and pasture, management tailored to what you feel is best for your horse, we are able to keep your horse's needs and comfort in mind while also keeping them safe. Now we're getting to the fun stuff. Let's talk tack rooms. We have large tack rooms in each aisle dedicated to boarders, with saddle racks, cubbies to keep your stuff, and hooks to hang your bridles on. Everyone gets custom nameplates so your tack stays where it belongs. And we have dedicated training and lesson tack rooms so our boarder tack rooms stay less crowded and more secure. In addition to the tack rooms, if you have a premium stall with a tack locker, you have additional storage in your own private space. These private tack lockers tuck into the corners of the stalls without taking away space from the horse. Here in our training tack room, we have a full-size refrigerator freezer for boarder use. So if you'd like to bring your lunch and keep your drinks cold, or if your horse has medications that should stay refrigerated or ice boots that need to be in the freezer. There's also a sink in this tack room, and we keep a full pharmacy of bandages and first aid supplies for people and horses, as well as extras you may have forgotten, so we've got you covered if something should come up that you're not prepared for. The next space I want to show you is our feed room. This is our custom designed feed room built to accommodate supplement containers and systemized for AM and PM feedings to make sure your horse is fed the right feed in the right way at the right time. Organization and cleanliness is key in any feed room, and we make sure all feed and supplements are stored in a way that inhibits spoilage and contamination for both the health of our animals and safety of our employees. We have two options of feed. The first is a 14% low-starch pelleted grain, and we also keep equine senior feed on hand for our aged horses, as well as horses of all ages that need more calories or tend to be picky eaters. We respect the fact that your horse may have individual needs for nutrition, medications, and supplements, and we make sure that we stay on top of any changes or additions to their diet that you request. Today, we're completing the tour with a look at our custom designed, open-sided heated wash rack. Our wash racks are well lit, have ties, and hot and cold water. We always keep hoses and sprayers supplied for your convenience and maintain the drain system. We know these types of spaces are often dark, damp, and feel like traps to the horse and handler, so we've designed ours to be open and inviting, so you can safely work with your horse in a way that allows them ample room to enter and turn around, as well as giving you space to work and stay safe. They also double as the perfect well-lit space out of the way for your better service providers to work undisturbed without having to move out of the way of people coming through the aisle. Thank you for allowing us to share what makes us great here at Showtime. If you missed our first video, you may want to go back and watch the Ultimate Barn Tour before continuing on to our final video where we take you through a day in the life of a horse here at Showtime. Like and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next video.